Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, and we are live. Welcome everybody. Thanks for dropping by. I do appreciate your time. Lots of stuff going on as usual. Lots of stuff to talk about. KGM Jams in the house. Thanks for dropping by. Says, what's up everyone? Finally going to get SoulKeep. Interested in seeing how it affects Splinterlands ecosystem. And Paul Taylor's in the house. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you saw my video yesterday, they dropped the news. Claiborne came on and had a town hall of sorts with one of the guys from the Double Coconut team. And, he demonstrated the game. I caught most of it, and then I had to go back and rewatch it to see if I had missed anything. So it was interesting. Crypto Beaver's in the house. Welcome. Welcome on by. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think I've made my thoughts about it pretty straightforward. I think the two in the video I put out last night, if you haven't seen it after this, go check it out. But I think the two major points that I pulled out of that was that the SPS, there will not be any SPS staking involved right up front when it goes live, and also there won't be any card staking, Splinterlands card staking going live when it goes live. So those are the two main points I felt that I pulled out of that. Obviously, I was looking at the game, and overall, I don't want to beat this to death, but to me, it's not an impressive looking game. We'll see. I don't want to go ahead and bash it before I get in and play it, but we'll see how. Audie's World's here. Thanks for dropping by. But as far as the rest of the stuff goes, it seems like they pulled a lot of stuff from Splinterlands as far as basically how you open packs, you get 5 per pack, the different rarities. You're going to have to combine these different rarities of towers to make your towers. You're going to have gold foils, etc., etc. So that was interesting. One thing that kind of stuck out to me was that the way you're going to make, and I feel that a lot of people are going to be concerned with this, especially coming from Splinterlands. Obviously, they have a whole nother demographic targeted other than us Splinterlands players. But one thing for myself, I was concerned, I start to play, I'm putting money into this game. How am I going to make SPS or whatever back out of it, And I'm not, I want to go in and I want to have a fun game, obviously, because if it's not fun, it would just be a chore to play through it. But the only way that he demonstrated that you're going to be able to make SPS in the game is to play in the daily tournaments. And that kind of stuck out to me because having a tournament playing a tower defense game is kind of weird to me. We'll see how it goes, though. You get one free tournament a day. After that, you have to purchase tickets to the tournament. So, and your cards are also limited depending upon their level on how much you can play them per day. So you're going to want to level them up, obviously, to go into higher leagues, but you can also play them more because they have more energy of sorts. The gold foils are going to get you more points, so it seems to me like the people that can splurge and buy gold foils are going to be the ones that almost always win the tournaments. We're kind of used to that. I think that the cards are going to be straight up front kind of limited because there's such a low number of packs comparatively speaking to Splinterlands and such. Of course, it depends upon how many people end up playing the game, right? But several times during the discussion, he expressed that they were trying to make sure that people who invested in the packs got good value out of their investment. So, positive vibes. Good morning, and Matthew Young is here. Thank you. Thanks everybody for dropping by. Let me know what you're up to. I did put a questionnaire up there to see whether you are going to be playing SoulKeep or not. Like I said, I like the game type. I like tower defense games, but I was just kind of hoping for more out of the graphics and everything. But we'll see when we get into it. there are arguments on both sides, but to me, the game, and I don't want to be too harsh here, but the game looks like, I don't know, it looks like something a second-year programmer put together in summer school or something like that. Maybe that's too harsh, but KGM JM says, like you, I have around 50 packs. Are you going to open them all or sit on them? I don't know. I mean, logic would say how they were talking about the SPS pool that they have to use. First of all, I don't have exact numbers, but I remember somebody talking about the SPS pool that was designated to this game is kind of small, okay? And then furthermore, the SPS pool is going to be divided into the leagues, right? I think you said there's like 10 different leagues or something like that. And as you graduate up in leagues, you're going to have higher level cards, obviously. So that's going to be more expense, more combination. We're used to this whole thing in Splinterlands, right? But my main point there is that as you go up, you're going to get a bigger piece of that pool. So kind of logic in this kind of matter says that if it's brand new and you can get to the highest tier possible that you could possibly do with cards, it would behoove you, because you would start pulling that bigger SPS, a bigger chunk of SPS out of that higher end pool. It would behoove a person, if they were interested in this, to have higher level cards and get out of that first couple levels, first couple leagues, to get into that better piece of the pie, so to speak. Now, there's a large discussion there because, us card collectors think, well, if we keep the packs, they might be worth something in the future. Well, that's all arguable, and it's a valid point, but I think if you're going to be playing the game, I might just open up all the packs. I don't know. I have not decided fully yet, but it's going to be one of those things where there's going to be a very short supply. Obviously, the people who did go in hard and heavy on these at the pre-sale will be able to open their packs and do combinations and get up into the higher levels. But I really think that the way this game is made, there's a very strong emphasis on using gold foils, okay? Because from what he was saying, earning those extra points in the tournaments, it probably is going to make all the difference, And obviously, we all know that with limited supply, gold foils are going to be much more limited, much more expensive. So it just depends upon where you want to throw your money. I think, I don't know. We'll see. And also another thing, he did not give any numbers. Obviously, you don't want to be tacked in that kind of situation. He's worried about just getting the game out, making sure it's up and running and it's working fine before he starts talking numbers. But he didn't even mention any kind of numbers as far as what could we expect to earn in the first few leagues or whatever. Obviously, that's a wait and see, right? So Team Phoenix Rising is here. Welcome. When will they be adding SPS staking? Good question. No answer. As far as the SPS staking and the card staking, his main statement there was they wanted to make sure that the game came out and it was up and running fine before they started adding that. Now, if you flash back, remember when they sold these cards, that was like a major thing, right? Because it ties in directly with Splinterlands. It is supposed to use SPS. It is supposed to use maybe DEC. It is supposed to take advantage of cards and give cards more value. In other words, you would be able to stake some cards in this game to be able to do whatever, right? Give cards more value. Basically, make people want to buy cards in SPS. That's the basic puts. But those two major points are not going to be there when it comes out. And yeah, I imagine it's a. I've talked about this before, right? It's two major jobs. On one side of the fence, you're a development team that wants to make a good game that works fine, works good, and is interesting to play, and you're trying to attract a whole different audience, the mobile gaming audience, right? Which we've talked about before, which could make or break or make a big difference in Splinterlands if just a small portion of people that were interested in this game were also interested in Splinterlands, right? But on one side of the fence, you got making the game. On the other side of the fence, you've got the whole crypto part of it. You know, what needs to be staked, what you get out of it, what the costs are, what's all involved. And we all know that that's two big jobs right there. And it almost takes two complete different kind of, I don't want to say logic, but skill and knowledge sets to get those to go together right. So the basic answer to your question is I don't know, and he hasn't released an answer, and we'll just have to see. But this is not uncommon. I play a lot of games on different crypto blockchains, and it's not uncommon for a game to launch without the crypto part of it, okay? So there's a few games that I'm playing now that are still in the pre-crypto part, which I usually play a game for a while and see if I'm interested before I start doing any coverage on it. I don't just spam out every game like some channels do. I really want to be interested in the game before I start doing coverage on it. But I've seen some games get up and running and then kind of they have this peak and then they go down before they even get the crypto blockchain part of it integrated, right? So big discussion there. Rooney 207's here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you for joining me. Please hit that like and subscribe and forward this out in any of my videos to anyone you know that may be interested. I do appreciate it. The channel has been growing a little bit at a time, you know, but I'm happy. We just crossed 700 subscribers this past week, so thanks everybody, new and old alike. I appreciate the old subscribers for sticking in there with me, and the new subscribers, welcome aboard. So we're covering, just in case you're new here, I talk about mostly Splinterlands, but I do cover a whole host of Web3 games, mostly on Hive blockchain, but there's a lot of other blockchains that interest me, as well as some standard games as well. But once I got to the Web3 part, I find it hard to go back to normal gaming, but I do from time to time. So let's see. Team Phoenix Rising says, do you think playing SoulKeep will be profitable? That's a good question. My mindset is that there's not going to be a huge amount of profit to be from this game. Okay. I think let's check out what the card prices are. I bought some more packs yesterday before I did that video. Let's go over to other items. They're sitting at about $1.65, and I think that you're going to have to, before the cards hit the market, and there's a decent amount on the market for people to buy singles, obviously the price to get into the game is going to be much higher because you're going to have to buy a bunch of packs, right? We talked about this most recently in Immortal Creed, and that's a game that I need to get back to as well. But before they got the store up and running, you were just buying packs. You had to level up your cards, obviously. Same thing in this manner, but you're just going to have a ton of packs. Now, normally, when people get into games such as Splinterlands, I've always suggested that I think the best bet is buying singles. Excuse me, I almost hiccuped. But in these new games like this, your only option is going to be buy packs. And what that means is the price to enter is going to be much higher. Now, where this goes into my answer to you is that, so, you know, you get in, you pay $100, $200 for packs, and if we get in and you're doing 1 or 2 tournaments a day and you're only making a few SPS, obviously that's going to take it's going to take a lot of time to get your ROI, right? So I can't really, until I see the numbers, I'm not going to be able to make a logical guess. I do know that they said that the SPS pool allotted to the game is not necessarily that big compared to the other ones that we have in Splinterlands. So I would not necessarily go out and buy a ton of packs unless you just play the game and love it. I mean, I'll give it to you. You know, there's been some games that I felt that I'm probably not going to like this. I got into it and started playing it and loved it. You may get into this game. I may get into the game and start playing it and love it. And by love it, I mean like playing it on a daily basis, whereas it's not a chore to me. Because there's some of these other games which I just feel like a mechanized kind of robot sometimes. Click here, click here, click here. Oh, I got to remember to go back here. I got to remember to go back here just to click here a few times, right? That's not what I'm looking for. And like I said, I don't have a whole lot. I've got 50 packs. You can see they still are pretty low. I forget what they were when they were new. What they were like? Were they $4 packs? I forget what the pre-sale was, but they were more expensive than this. And they have been lower than this at certain points. I remember when KGM was doing his videos, and he was buying like one a day or two a day at some points, and had collected a number of them. So the price is going back up, but it'll be interesting to check out, right? If I stay playing it, if I invest in some of the towers. Some of the towers had some weird names to it. Might be funny. The graphics kind of reminded me of something you would have seen on, like, I'm thinking 8-bit type graphics. It may not be that bad because the video is compressed on YouTube and everything like that, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's got good gameplay. From all reports, it's supposed to be a kind of tough game, so it's not going to be an easy win. So we'll see when it comes out. Let's see here. I'm already falling behind. I'm talking too much. Joffrey Jones is in the house. Thank you for coming by. 400 cards for a common. No thanks. I'm passing. Some of those you take a lot of cards to max out, even in Splinterlands, right? So Team Phoenix Rising at Joffrey Jones. Hi, are you the same guy commenting in Afterson's video? Yes, I believe it is. Let's see. Gathering the Magic's in the house. Good morning. How is everyone today? Well, I'm doing fine. I hope you are too. Joffrey says, no time for anything but Illuvium. You know, I've checked out some different people playing Illuvium, and I hear it's gotten a good rep, and it's doing a lot of movement. A lot of tokens are moving back and forth, a lot of buying and selling. I just checked out the game, and I just wasn't into it. It just did not catch me. And the expense to get into it, you know, yeah, I haven't played it yet. I don't think I intend on playing it unless they introduce something that makes it really worth it to me. But a lot of people have good opinions of it, and it is making people money. So there you go. Team Phoenix Rising says, can I stake Splinterlands cards in SoulKeep or just SoulKeep cards? Currently, no. Like I said, when it goes live, there will be no SPS or Splinterlands card staking. As far as other card staking within the game, he did not mention. He just talked about getting the basic game functionality up and running, you know, opening your packs, getting your towers, combining them to get higher level towers. He talked about that one hero, which I believe is a special airdrop to people that bought a certain amount. That seems like it might be OP, to tell you the truth. The heroes, and I don't know exactly the details around the heroes, but that seems to be an OP item right there. So we'll see how that goes. But keep your eye on the heroes. Let's see here. Team Phoenix Rising says, at Joffrey Jones, I noticed Aftersound no longer reads your comments nor mine when he does videos, yet reads the Another One or DJ Khaled comments from International Travel Channel. What sense is that? I do try to keep up with his videos. I watch him usually in the morning whenever I'm working out. As far as what he comments on, I don't know. Gathering the Magic says, grats on 700 subs. Thank you. Supreme Victory Studios stopped by. Thanks for coming. Crypto Beaver says, congrats on 700 subscribers. KGM Jam says, Congrats on the subs, buddy. Took me 10 years to get near that. Well, I've been going slow and steady, and it seems, and it's gradual. I mean, for an old guy with a beard, it's hard to. I just have to keep up. The hard part is coming up with new ideas. Coming up with ideas on a daily or every other day basis that I think people will want to hear about. Because I could come up with dumb ideas all day long, but I want to try and cover the different games I play and come up with something interesting. So either way, I've been trying, and I'm not a young, attractive female. If I were that, then I could have that many subs in a day. So there's that. Let's see here. Team Phoenix Rising says, at Gathering the Magic, hi Gathering, thank you for helping improve the Glint store. I like the options for the rarities that you pushed. Yeah, the videos he's been putting out have been good information, and I think overall, if I hazarded to guess, that the team used a lot of his prior videos as far as information towards good changes to put into the Glint store. I haven't bought anything since last week when I did my video. I have 429,000 glint. I don't know why I'm not buying a bunch of stuff, but I've been concentrating on the rare draws. Like you can see, I bought 50. I bought a few ultimate chests, and I just overall haven't been spending a lot. I don't want to go back to the whole thing, but my whole attitude is just kind of in adjustment phase as far as how I feel about Splinterlands with the recent happenings with the team and everything. So we'll say that. My Financial Journey says, if you don't put any money into SoulKeep, then yes, it will be profitable. Well, if you don't put any money into it, you can't make any money. But I would not go into SoulKeep thinking you're going to make a lot of money. I don't know. I think that the reason, if you played SoulKeep, is that one, you like tower defense games, and two, you tried the free-to-play part of it out, and you're like, hey, I like this game. Then I would say go ahead and put some money into it. Then you can play a game you like playing, and hopefully they improve it as time goes along, and you can get in at the beginning. Because usually in these games, if they end up taking off, getting in at the beginning, you get some good stuff, and usually it ends up being worth it. Although kind of looking at alpha cards now and how the prices have gone down, that would be arguable, but that's a whole different conversation. Supreme Victory Studios says, getting free packs for playing the game is a major win for Immortal Creed. The more that you play, the more cards you will have. Yeah, that's true. In Immortal Creed, if you play on a daily basis, you can earn the token and turn that around, and usually within a day, depending upon bronze, it's every other day. Silver, it's like once a day. Gold, as you go up, you get more packs, and you can just turn it into higher level equipment. I have not. I am guilty. Like I said, I did a video the other day, but I'm guilty of not having played Immortal Creed for a while. So I'm down in silver, but you can see my inventory here. So I'm playing at the silver level. I do need to. This is a game that if you're going to rank up, you really need. If you're going to play in gold, you need gold level immortals, right? So there's no playing around about that. Let's see here. Team Phoenix Rising says, bronze, can we rent cards in SoulKeep or buy them off the marketplace? He did mention that you can buy them off the marketplace. I'm not sure about renting them. It would be my guess that you could rent them, since they're going to use the same marketplace functionality that Splinterlands does. So that's another profit type discussion point there. Buy a bunch of cards, level them up, and then rent them out to people. I don't know. You tell me. Gathering says, thanks, not sure it was me they listened to. My next idea I hope they implement is the 24-hour rotating glint stored item, including new cards only available in the store. Yeah, we've talked about that idea in the past. I like it. I like having new things pop on there. It makes you have to log into the game, see what's available today, see if you want to spend your glint. Team Phoenix Rising says, at Supreme Victory Studios is Immortal Creed from Hive. How much does it cost to start? I can answer that. Yes, it is on Hive. And they're getting ready. Let's see. Did that pre-proposal pass? They had a draft proposal. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, I did a video the other day. There's 4 days left on this. If you're interested in this, go ahead and vote up for the Splinterlands Immortal Creed collaboration, because I'll just summarize it in a couple sentences here, right? There's no work on the team. Immortal Creed's not giving away, but they're going to sell 1,000 Immortal Creed packs for DEC at stake, 2,000 DEC, and all the DEC is going to be burned. Plus, he said in Discord, I had asked him, he said in Discord that you still will have the 5% discount at certain levels. So you can get a free pack I forget the exact numbers, but there is a discount for buying multiple packs. So that will be in place when the DEC, if this passes, when the DEC sales. I think it's a no-brainer. Immortal Creed is basically giving away 1,000 packs. They're not giving it away, but they're not receiving any profit. The DEC they're getting for the sale of those packs is going to be burnt, which obviously is going to be good for the value of DEC. Now, it's not a ton of DEC. It's 1 million DEC, which is a drop in the bucket compared to the rest, but it's still something, and it shows that they want to have a collaboration with Splinterlands. So obviously, they're doing this as a kind of a marketing type thing, right? So I played it. You can look up some videos on my channel about it if you want to see. And Dwayne's done some, and several other people have done videos on this, so on Immortal Creed. So check those out and get more information on the game. And I have a link in the show notes if you want to use it. So let's see here. Trying to catch up. KGM says, I am sure they borrowed a lot of ideas off of Gathering. Team Phoenix says, I hope you can suggest they pay more for the dusting. I paid $25,000 for a legendary, yet only get $2,500 for dusting. Can't I get $5,000? Not quite sure what you're talking about there. KGM says, the graphics kind of remind me of Ghosts and Goblins game. Exactly. It reminded me of a game you would play on, I don't know, an older generation, not exactly 8-bit, but probably 16-bit kind of graphics. And it had that Ghosts and Goblins look. So we'll see what it actually looks like whenever I get to dive in. And they said that next week is going to be the soft launch, which means only probably the people that bought a lot of packs and or friends and family are playing, and then the week after that is what they're targeting for the full launch of it. So Bronze, thoughts on Gods Unchained? I used to play, but a match takes too long. That's a game that's been on my radar that I've watched people do coverage on, and the thought just escaped me. I haven't played it. Okay, so I've been thinking about playing it. It's a much different kind of card game than what Splinterlands is. It's not an auto battler, so yes, it's going to take time and strategy to play each match. So I don't have an opinion on it. Obviously, it's still doing pretty good. It's still up high in the numbers as far as card games go, but I don't have a direct opinion on it. KGM says Immutable X is a sleeper. Yes, I agree. In fact, I have been playing a game, and I'm looking over here to see it, called Medieval Empires on Immutable X. Just checking it out. It's another one of those games that's active now. However, it doesn't have the blockchain functionality integrated yet, but it will be on Immutable X, and you can find it linked off their website. I agree. Joffrey says Alluvium is free, bro. Yeah, it is free, but I don't think you're going to make anything off of it unless you pay and buy stuff in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gathering says maybe spend a voucher and double your glint burn earning. Team Phoenix Rising says at Gathering, yes, great ideas. Please do a proposal. You always come up with brilliant ideas. Yeah, the problem with proposals are they're expensive. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't think average guys can do proposals. I mean, we can. I guess if we had a good enough idea that we thought would be good enough for the game or benefit us enough, you could jump in there and pay that 100,000 to EC. But to me, it's for whales in the Dow, right? So let's see here. Gathering says, I'll bring it up in the next town hall. Okay, yeah, I see Gathering comment on the town halls frequently. International Travel Channel's in the house. Welcome. Laughing at the DJ Khaled comment. I didn't, that kind of flew over my radar. Didn't really get that one. But Gathering the Magic says, new land market watch video is up. Check it out after my stream and let's know any topics you would like me to cover. Yeah, I'll check it out. I usually watch those. Gathering's been doing a series where he watches the land market and then the card market every so often, and it's interesting to see, if you don't have the time to sit down and examine the markets and what the coins are doing, what the cards are doing, the prices in land, and etc. If you don't have the time to sit down and do all that, he's done the homework for you. So checking him out. It's always a good watch, informational. Team Phoenix Rising says, at International Travel Channel, hi buddy, why are you commenting the same thing all the time? Are you trolling or is it just fun? International Travel Channel is had really good input over the last. He or she's been coming to my live streams for a long time, so their input is usually always valid. My Financial Journey says, is there literally no free to play for SoulKeep? There is free to play. I mentioned that in my video on it last night. Check it out if you haven't after this. Yeah, they're going to have free to play, and it's going to be mobile friendly. So iOS or Android, and they're going to have a free to play. Obviously, you're not going to earn anything off of the free to play, but you're going to be able to jump in and play the first few levels and see if you like the game or not. So. Team Phoenix Rising says, please make a video on ideas on how to market the game and get new players at Gathering the Magic. I think this has been a big topic on everybody's minds. Obviously they said they've got to fix the player experience to a certain extent, and they have to, I would almost say the marketing part is harder than fixing the game part, because fixing the game part is part of the marketing part, right? You have to be able to appeal to an audience outside of Web3. You have to have a fun game, and I really think you need a mobile app at this point in time. There's such a large audience worldwide that plays games on mobile versus PC that, like I said, that's the reason why the new tower game here is going live on mobile as well. So they saw the audience, and they that might have been a reason the graphics are not really intensive. I don't know. Can't comment on that, but yeah, obviously they need to make the game have less hurdles to get into the game, to make it to appeal to a wider audience, and then they need to be able to market it to that audience, which is the Web 2 type of, because we fit within our microcosm here. We're all Web 3 and crypto and stuff like this, and a lot of us are IT tech heads and whatever like that, and we exist within our microcosm. Then when you get outside of that and you start looking at general Web 2 gaming and what their opinion on crypto games is, it's not good. So that's a huge that's a huge wall to get over, right? So first of all, they need to make a good, fun game, and then the second thing is they need to market that game, which they've been largely over the years. They largely have several failures, and I'm not a marketing guy. I've worked with a marketing team closely over the years because of the iAdmin Salesforce. So I've worked with marketing people, and it's a tough nut to crack. Even some of the other games are, that Alluvium and stuff. Alluvium's been doing great, and I've been seeing them pop up here and there on Twitter and all the different social medias, and they've been getting a lot of coverage. So maybe they can take some lessons from Alluvium. Let me see here. Let me catch up. Gathering says, I think the only way Splinterlands will explode in player base doesn't have to do with marketing. It is simply they need the game to be based on PvE and not PvP. Well, I do think that that's a valid point. I do think there should be some sort of PvE mode in the game, but then there's a whole balancing on what you could earn off of that, etc., etc. That's a whole discussion, right? So, I passed over 100 plots in Atlas Earth. I just noticed that because I just got a alert that somebody that used my code, which you can find in the show notes if you want to play Atlas Earth, used my referral code, and I got 10 Atlas bucks. But either way, I passed by 100 parcels, and it's been going pretty good. I'm up to about $12.35 earned. Not a huge amount, but it's been fun. Let's see. Let's catch up with comments. Gathering follows that last comment up with, but that would require a ton of work and a complete revamp of the game. Not certain on the backside as far as development goes, what they have going. It would be a whole big addition to the game, obviously. They've been putting most of their effort, as far as I know, into changing things around to improve the new player and overall player experience. Although with the other change that's going through from Matt, who knows what effect that has on the new player experience. That's arguable. International Travel Channel says, I just want to support Splinterlands creators by liking and commenting. We appreciate it. The likes and the comments on videos, if you watch a video, and you like it, that helps, but it also helps if you comment, even if it's just an innocuous comment. Hey, great video, or I agree with you, or something like that. The more comments and more likes on a video, that pushes it out to the overall YouTube algorithm more. And what we're shooting for is the whole term Splinterlands to get more traction in YouTube. And what we want to see, with more likes and subscribes and passing this around and sharing it on Twitter and stuff like that, what we want to see, and I say we as overall Splinterlands creators, is what we'd like to see is when you open up YouTube, when a regular person, a Web 2 gamer, opens up YouTube, we want to see somebody's Splinterlands video splashed up on there, next to that Diablo or whatever other big game. We want to see a Splinterlands video. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be mine. I don't have the most subs, but the whole terminology, and we've gotten into this whole discussion of AI and how the terminology you use in my video explanations, even while I'm talking in this, AI will, after this video is posted, AI will break down this video and see that we're talking about Splinterlands. And if people are searching for that or have liked and commented a lot on Splinterlands videos in the last 24 hours, they will start, that algorithm will start suggesting those videos to regular people outside of the microcosm like we were talking about. So that's the whole idea there. So I agree with that, and I appreciate everybody that likes and subscribes to our channels. I do appreciate it. And International Travel Channel says, so hit the like button. Agree with that. Gathering says, and I just spent past what he was saying. With a PvE-based game, there is no need for bots for player liquidity. You simply play against the game, not another player. No bots to wreck, no new inexperienced players. Correct, and we've played these games, Magic the Gathering, stuff like that, have had a line of different games over the years where you can go in and play, what do I want to say? I forget the term I'm looking for, but it's a series of matches, and it leads you from basically very easy to very complex, and you just go through the matches and you see how well you can do. But obviously the challenge there would be obviously setting up these, putting them into place, and then balancing, balancing what you would make off of those, as far as SPS goes. Good idea. Long discussion point. Plus, they can tie in a lot of the story lore that is overlooked. Add cool animation after you complete each act. So much they can do. Yeah, I fully agree that Nate would be in on this. Would love it. Just get him to start talking about the lore. But they don't have the staff and have too many other things on their plate. Doubt it will get implemented anytime soon. Yeah, good idea. Not happening anytime soon. Rooney207 says, if Immortal Creed's objective is to get exposure from Splinterlands player base, I think it's better to give away those packs for transaction velocity. I don't know. I know that I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, if they're going to sell it for DEC and burn the DEC, it's good for DEC. And if you want to try out the game, like I said, if you want to try out the game, use my code. It gives me a little bit. Team Phoenix Rising says, Bronze Dragon Gaming. What I'm saying is I spend $25,000 for a legendary draw, and when I burn it for glint, I get $2,500. I use the term dusting as they use in Hearthstone. Okay, I understand where you're at now. I haven't really seriously played Hearthstone. Over the years, I play it once in a while, but not seriously. So that's why that escaped me. Rooney207 says, I voted for their proposal, but it's a bit of a waste. You can send proposal to Clayboyne. The DAO can pay for it. Yeah, I have seen that he has taken suggestions from other people and basically used the DAO to pay for it. So, Gathering, if you have a good idea and you think it's solid and they have a chance, anybody, if you think it's a solid idea and it will work financially for the game and the team has enough time to actually put it into place, because what we're shooting for here is ideas where it doesn't take a lot of manpower, right? Because obviously we're working with short staff. So good idea though, good valid point. KGM says, got to $1 a day with Atlas Earth at 230 a plots and second level passport. You're almost to 100. That is amazing. That's interesting, because I think that's like a big question that comes up frequently is, hey, how many plots does it take to get $1 a day? And I was trying to extrapolate out, and obviously it depends upon, how many legendaries you have, how many epics, and the ratio of commons you have and everything. But that's good to know. Good to point out. I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. I've been playing the arcade games. They put, you guys have been talking about Faucet Crypto, and I say you guys, meaning KGM and Gathering. It's becoming a very similar service to Faucet Crypto, because guess what went live this week? UK. Okay, so you can play Atlas Earth in the United States, Canada, Australia, and now the UK. UK went live this week, and they went live with surveys, which I tried a round of surveys, and it was kind of frustrating to me, so I didn't really earn anything off of them. I'll have to give it another try to give a good opinion of it, but I'll just stick with the games for now. And, you know, claiming every 20 minutes. But it's been working out, and it's just a steady trickle. It's a game that's playable on, doesn't take a whole lot of time, and it just, you build up over time. It just starts building up. Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry. Paul says, if the proposal is good enough, you could get some crowd support to pay for it, or the DAO would pay for it. Yep. Valid points. Ike's in the house. Welcome. Buenos tardes. Still in Spain, listening in while in the pool. Nice. Good weather over there. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. It's probably late afternoon over there, right? 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Rooney207 says, I think the Splinterlands team concept of marketing will be a waste of money. Well, on that, let's finish off what he has to say. So they should focus that budget on giving decks or lending decks to players so they can earn, give away spell books, etc. This is the way Web3 gaming. I think my opinion is they need to get some people involved that are marketing people, and not traditional marketing people. Marketing people that have Web3 knowledge, right? Because obviously this is a tough nut to crack, because even the bigger games have been having a hard time. Because what it comes down to is you're looking at marketing to Web3 people, but mostly you're trying to convert Web2 people, okay? And that's a tough nut to crack, you know, especially with a large bad opinion of Web3 type games out there. So, but I agree they need to look at it, but I think they need to get some strictly marketing people involved and not just people that are sort of doing it on the side and, hey, this is a good idea, you know, that kind of thing. Rooney207 says, PvE doesn't work in Splinterlands ecosystem. Perhaps land play will work best. It would be interesting if they could get some PvE woven into the land game. I think that's a good idea. I'll have to think through that a little bit more. Thanks for that, Rooney. I hang out with a lot of Web 2 gamers. The only thing that will move them to Web 3 will be making a lot of money. My Financial Journey says, I mean no offense whatsoever by this, but what does Splinterlands, a trading card game, have anything in common with a game like Diablo? TCGs are too niche to reach those heights. Well, I'm not talking, and I'm not comparing them to Diablo, okay? What I'm saying is trying to use and take advantage of the AI that's woven into the YouTube algorithm. And this gets deep. You can tell that I'm into AI, right? Although it'll probably take my job away at some point, right? Trying to, and there's tons of videos out there about the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. But as AI is woven in, trying to use AI to our benefit to get the Splinterlands name and videos about Splinterlands on the main page. And I just use Diablo as a main example of a video that if you were a gamer, you might see flash up on your main page because, you know, it's a very popular game, right? But I wasn't comparing it to Diablo. I was just saying using the AI to get Splinterlands on that main page of more players that are not necessarily Web3. People who don't have a whole cache full, a browser cache full of Web3 searches, right? Okay. He goes on. They go on to say, I don't even see Magic or Pokemon videos near the top of trending on YouTube, and those games are massive compared to Splinterlands. Agreed. It just depends upon your search. A lot of what you see on your main page is your searches, you know. So some of it is random because I've been watching some videos lately about what YouTube's been trying to promote smaller streamers and everything like that. And, you know, a lot of it's random what you see. You'll see like, I don't know, 75% or 80% of the videos on your main screen you can explain. Like, oh yeah, I did a lot of the searches. I've been watching videos on that, etc., etc. And then there'll be a few that you'll be like, why is that there? You know, something like that, because the algorithm is throwing it at you. Lawrence Blake is in the house. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Rooney 207 says, at my financial journey, check out Pokemon, go at its height or during major release. Yeah, I mean, depending upon, there's a lot of big YouTubers out there that cover, like opening card packs. This isn't a Pokemon card pack. This is a Edition 1 Lorcana, but same kind of idea. I toyed around with the idea of doing a physical card channel. It was just going to cost too much money. So I got off that. I still have a lot of cards, and I still buy cards from time to time, but some of these guys just go through thousands of dollars just opening card packs and everything. Different discussion, but valid point, though. KGM says, I now have 3 missing deposits, no show on Hive. Anyone else having that problem? One was Litecoin and the other 2 Doge. No responses yet from support. Well, I had one issue a few weeks ago, and I reported it to support, and they got back to me. But I try to keep, I try not to do a whole lot of transactions because, lately, not even lately, over the last few months, we have seen a fair amount of the Hive engine having problems in the various games that I play. So I would just report it to support and get back to them if they haven't been answering their tickets. My financial journey says, Rooney 207, yes, but again, Pokemon Go is nothing like Splinterlands, literally zero in common. Yeah. Rooney 207 suggests to keep KGM use BSwap. There was, and I'm trying to remember, there was an incident this last week where my Hive engine just would not load, and I had to go in and change my RPC because the one I was using was having a problem. So I changed it over, and he's talking, I guess, about the BSwap. But you can change if you're. I forget which day it was, but I tried to log into Hive Engine, and it just wasn't loading anything. So I was checking out Discord, and they said to switch over which one to use. So you can try that as well. But that's not really different topic. But I figured I'd mention it while I was on it. Rooney 207 says, at my financial journey, we can agree to disagree. It's a digital battle card game that involves collections and new decks. Lawrence Blake says, in my opinion, if you want something done professional, hire a professional regarding marketing. Great point. Great point. And I think overall I agree with you. Team Phoenix Rising says, we hired Chatter before and he was an abject failure. Do you have any idea on his credentials? Why did he fail after sound defends him all the time? I'm not going to get into, I don't really have an opinion on why he's, I think they were, after sound is much more, I don't want to say he's on the team, but he's much more, he has more connections with the team than I do. The team doesn't like me because they call me salty, and I try to express opinions on the game from both sides. I try to be logical, right? And I'm not going to take any guesses on him, and I have no idea. I don't know about Chatter's credentials. All I can say is that if you're a game or if you're a business and you want marketing done right, if you need plumbing done and you want plumbing done right, who do you go get? You go get a plumber, right? You go get a certified licensed plumber or electrician or whatever, if you want marketing done right. But like I said, I left that caveat there. You have to make sure that you're just not going in with traditional old school type marketing, because this is a different audience we're trying to capture and there's different things involved here. So I agree. It's a very tough nut to crack. I'm not going to say this is easy. None of this is easy. Like it's been said a lot of times, this game is on the forefront. A lot of these crypto games, and Splinterlands has been around for a lot longer than most of them, are covering new territory. And who knows? It could fail in the future, or it could be the very beginning of what I believe is the new way of gaming. I think that going forward into the future, more of these big games will become Web3 integrated in some way or form or fashion. you know. KGM says it is not from swapping, it is from sending from Faucet Crypto that I have been doing for 3 years. Never had a problem until the last 20 days. 3 out of 7 have not been credited, even though on the block. I don't know. Like I said, your only option is to put in a support ticket. One of the hazards of dealing with blockchains. You know, and just hope that they can locate the transaction and give you your money back. Gathering says, I haven't had any problems sending tokens from Faucet Crypto over to Hive. Did you update your address each time? KGM replies, yes, and blockchain shows it got there, but not credited. You have more one account on Hive. Okay, so this is all on Faucet Crypto. If you've been following their videos on it, I haven't dove in. I did a video because I kind of started looking at it, and then it's another one of these kind of websites that makes their money off of marketing. So I started it, and I started getting prompted to go to links that were less than savory, less than what appeared to be secure to me. So I developed a VM. If you haven't watched that video, if you're interested in how to start up a VM on your computer, on your Windows computer, to be able to run websites that you may feel not so secure, check out my video on that. But I haven't dove in deep because frankly I've been spending a lot of time on Atlas Earth, okay, because there's a lot of time you play those games to get the bucks, and it takes some of those games, some of the games are easy, some of the games are not so easy, and you do a lot of time into them, but it's paying back, right? So Rooney 207 says Web3 professional marketers equals player base. This is the current trend and objective of Web3. It's all about organic growth via player base. KGM still talking about his lost transactions. All 3 transactions is less than $1, so no big deal. And he has 3 accounts. Rooney 207 mentions Steal Like an Artist, AVAX, and Ronin Network. Yeah, I looked those up the other day after our conversation last week. Interesting. I haven't started playing any games over there, though, but definitely interesting from a blockchain gaming perspective. Supreme Victory Studios says, the team not supporting this channel is absolute trash to me. You bring good content. You do not hide anything. That's what we want. Yeah, and of course, you know, I'm biased. I try to be positive, but I'm not one of those people that's just putting out, you know, whatever sells. I don't want to go any deeper than that. I try to be logical, and I try to stay with facts. Obviously, whenever I'm expressing my opinion, I tell you I'm expressing my opinion and I feel this way, or my opinion is this. But a lot of the videos I do are just, you know, news updates. Hey, this is happening in game, etc. So Gathering asks, what are you going to research next on Golem Overlord? Good choice. Good question. If you have not checked out, I'm getting attacked. We got two new players in the guild this week, and we are full, and we have to take some action on that. He dropped out the new Essence Atelier research this week. Right after I did a video on the other 3, he went live with this, the Essence Atelier. I shifted over. We were doing Shard Claim Multiplier, which I feel is very valuable, but once research cost reduction went live, I feel this is much more productive. I think that we need several levels into this because, and you as well as I know, if you've played other games where you have research involved, there's usually that one research you do that decreases all of your research time and cost overall. So that's what I think I'm motivated towards, reducing the research cost, as well as going into the main headings. Like in Arcane Library, I switched over from leveling the bunker to the Arcane Library to get at least 1 or 2 levels in Arcane Library and Golem Tower, because if you'll notice, one of the secondary stat you get is guild research speed. So we get an extra like 4% here, get an extra 4% by researching the first level of Golem Tower, get an extra 4% by researching the first level S. That's an extra 12% on our research speed, as well as reducing our research costs. So getting several levels in research cost and research speed overall, I think, is going to help us in the big picture, researching everything else. Let's see here. KGM says, be careful on Faucet Crypto. I go just far enough to get credit, then head for safety. Well, yeah, watch. This is in general. Watch those URLs, those websites you go to, because especially if you're on an all-in-one computer that you use to pay your bills and stuff, got a lot of personal information on it, you know. And this is coming from the IT guy, right? I've been entrenched in security for 10 years plus, right? So I'm, you know, anything involving going to miscellaneous websites, I'm always very iffy about. And I'm not saying the Faucet Crypto website, it from the outset, it looks like a secure website. I'm saying all of the websites it leads you to click on, you know. So I do that in a VM, because I know a VM, if I get if I get malware, etc., I can just revert, right? And wipe it and go back. And it's not as hard as most people think, right? I mean, if you have Windows 10, Windows 11 installed, Pro version, then you have Hyper-V. You just have to activate it and get it running. So I know it's a techie discussion. Not everybody's interested in it, but I was interested, so I did a video. Team Phoenix Rising says, Bronze, shield the game. Shield the game like Dwayne Cunningham, and the team will love you. On that, I got to say I like Dwayne, but you have to understand he's got a much different personality than I do. I had he interviewed me for one channel. It's just two different. We're coming from two different areas, right? So I'll just leave it at that. Rooney207 says, best to use a dedicated laptop, PC, mobile device for gaming and crypto. Even a Raspberry Pi works. Yeah, that's another solution. Completely agree. A VM is another computer. It's just facilitated differently. So, and, you know, and to his point, yeah, if you had another computer specifically for that purpose, then obviously if something, you wouldn't want to try anything malicious on that computer, because obviously you have different things going on, like you know, all your logins and everything like that. So either way, we are past the bottom of the hour. So we've had another lively discussion. Yeah, and he continues with tons of burner wallets. I appreciate everybody showing up. I hope everybody has a great week coming up, and I hope everybody is doing well. And thanks for dropping by. I'll see you on the flip side.